So let's go straight to the point. Did you and Representative Dan Fernandez instruct Police Colonel Hector Grijaldo to confirm the reward system in Davao, in effect asking him to lie?
I already made a statement that there is no truth to the accusations of Colonel Grijaldo, that I forced anyone or we forced anyone to sign any affidavit in exchange to favors or the possibility of promotions. And that is what I said in the media, Karen.
All right, but this is the point, Representative Abante. Wait, I won't let that go. I won't let that go just yet. What is your business and Dan Fernandez's business speaking to a resource person? Why would you do that?
He was actually a classmate of Colonel GARMA. And Colonel GARMA asked us if we can talk to Colonel Grijaldo because he has something to say. So, you know, nagano naman kami, okay, we talked to him.
But what you did was wrong. That immediately put color and bias into the resource persons. What is the business of two representatives speaking to a police colonel who is meant to be under oath, give his testimony? You should not have spoken with him.
No, he was not out under oath in the Senate, yes. But when we talked to him, we were talking to him in response to what Colonel GARMA said.
No, but in the end, he was going to speak in the Quadcom. They are under oath in the Quadcom, correct?
Yes, that's true, yes.
Yes, so why would you speak
we never.
No, the point is this, Representative Abante.
Yes,
do you, in the lower house, do you all speak to your resource persons before they attend the hearing?
Not necessarily, but in a way in which
that the practice in the lower house?
Karen,
Is it the practice in the lower house that you speak?
Sometimes these resource persons would request us to talk to them privately. So we give them some time so we could be able to talk to them privately. But the thing is this, forcing anyone to make an affidavit that will tell them, that will speak lies to them. We don't do that, you see.
Okay, but he did not say you forced him to make an affidavit. This was his testimony in the Senate. Number one, he said first that Congressman Dan Fernandez put the paper he was holding in the table at sinabi, yung paragraph na yun, no, yun ang affidavit ni Colonel GARMA. Sinabi niya, ikumpirma mo na alam mo ang reward system. In other words, it appears that you were not objective, both of you, that you were in effect influencing a resource person to corroborate GARMA's testimony.
No, we're not.
Accusation niya.
We're not influencing him. We're just asking him because it was Colonel GARMA who actually told us, can you please talk to Colonel Grad because he's my classmate.
Regardless, this is not the point.
The thing is this,
but the point is, did you speak to a resource person, two representatives, a resource person in private without his lawyer? Did you do that?
No, there were two lawyers there.
His lawyers.
He could be able to call his lawyer too if he wanted to.
No, that's not the point. When you spoke with him, was he alone?
The point is this, Karen. No force was given. The point is this. We did not tell him. We did not actually force him to make an affidavit. We did not force him to say that he agrees with GARMA. All right? We did not do that. We were just polite enough because they wanted to speak to us. We're just polite enough to be able to give them the room for them to say something.
Okay. Another testimony he said in the Senate during that conversation, tinanong mo pa, ilang taon ka na lang sa serbisyo, baka pwede ka bang general? Was there a part of the conversation that went this way?
That's a lie. The thing is, why would people believe a killer who would say those things?
But why would they believe this was highly inappropriate? The point is, Representative Abante, is this: you and Representative Dan Fernandez put the results of the Quadcom in a compromising situation. It affected the credibility by speaking to a resource person privately.
I don't think so. I mean, we will still pursue the truth, and that is what we want to say. We want to pursue the truth on these things, and I don't think that people would just believe a killer telling lies in the Senate committee.
Well, don't believe that the previous government used killers to testify against former Senator Laila de Lima. That was believed.
We're not talking about the previous committee hearings. We're talking about the hearing now.
Okay, so my question is this. My question, Representative, if you're saying why believe the statements of a killer instead of yourself, why even use him as a resource person? If that's your argument, you said he's a killer, he shouldn't be believed. So why believe him in the Quad Committee hearing?
We would like to find out the truth. Why is it that Colonel GARMA changed their statement? Why is it that Colonel Leonardo said that there is still a reward system? I mean, we would like to ferret out the truth. Okay. Now I just said, okay, why would anyone believe a killer? But in our Quadcom meeting, we invite everyone. We invite all the witnesses that would tell us the truth on this. Now, if they will not tell the truth, they will still lie. It's up to them. We are here to investigate. We are not here to lie.
At the end of the day, Representative Abante, why should the people believe now that what he told in the Quadcom hearing is true, that he knew of the reward system, and in the Senate, he would lie by saying that he was asked to confirm it and corroborate it?
Karen, that is already expected. I mean, we know for a fact that anyone that would go to the Senate would perhaps change their statement. That is already expected, Karen.
But why would he do that? What's in it for him? He's a police colonel. He doesn't want a promotion. If he wanted a promotion, possibly, he would have stuck with the story that he knew of the reward system, given the political environment today. But yet he goes to the Senate and risks actually by saying they asked me to lie.
I don't know, but perhaps he's there to protect the president. Perhaps he's there to just agree with the president, with the former president. You see, I really do not know. We do not know what is in the mind of any person. We expect that to happen, you see.
Okay, so you've denied it, so it becomes he said, she said, in this case, he said. But at the end of the day, looking at your actions and Representative Dan Fernandez's actions, have you learned a lesson not to speak with resource persons before a hearing?
Perhaps, Karen. Perhaps in that way, we were taught a lesson. Sa amin lang, we're just giving them room. Okay? Walang anumang coercion dito. Walang anumang promise of promotion dito. We cannot even promise promotion. Who are we anyway? You see, we just want to let the people know the truth about the EJ case. Mas matindi ang EJ case, rather more than any statement of any police officer.
Okay, but at the end of the day, by meeting with a witness, a resource person, you have two sitting representatives, you are co-chairman of the hearing. People can perceive that as undue influence. That's subtle pressure.
I don't think so.
That could be perceived as subtle pressure, influence. Remember, you are co-chairman of that committee.
Perhaps some people would perceive that, but most people will not. I'm the chairman of the Committee on Human Rights, and we would like to find out. You see that? Even in a personal way. Kung halimbawa, nakiusap ng isang resource person, pwede bang makausap kayo muna? So, we give way. We give way. What is wrong with that? You see that? We give way. because he would like to know the truth of the matter. But then, magkakaroon ng pagkakaiba ng statement niya. Well, it's up to him. It's up to him. You see that? Kami lang, ang amin lang attitude is that hindi naman kami matigas. Malambot din kami na nais namin na malaman ang katotohanan. Kung yung taong yan, nais niya, pwede ba kayong makausap? So why not? Oo. But coercing a person.
But Representative Dan Fernandez was there with you. Representative Dan Fernandez was there with you, right?
Yeah.
And Colonel Grijaldo's statement was firm. Sinabi niya, he put the paper he was holding on the table. I believe he said this in Filipino, and he said, this is the statement you'll say. Tinuturo niya yung paragraph. This is Colonel Garma supplemental affidavit. Just say you know the reward system. Ikumpirma mo lang. Kumpirma mo to. Hawak yung papel. Why would he invent that story?
Who invented, Karen?
So why would Grijaldo invent that story?
Okay. Well, I don't know about him. Perhaps you could be able to ask him, why would he invent that kind of a story? See? He might be protecting someone else.
No, so you're saying Dan Fernandez did not do that?
See, he is one of those that knew the killing of General Barayuga. Now, I do not know if anyone would just look at his statement. He was one of those that are accused in the killing of Barayuga. Yun dapat ang sinabi niya. I was not part of the killing of Barayuga. What he has said, you see? And the thing is this, kawawa naman si Colonel Garma. Colonel Garma has a change of heart. She had reflection and she said, I now would like to say the truth because the truth shall set me free. Ang nais lamang ni Colonel Garma is that perhaps you can talk to Colonel Grijaldo. He has a lot of things to say. But all of a sudden, he had nothing to say but go against the statement of Colonel Garma.
But that's what I'm trying to say. That's what a resource person is. It depends, it's a matter of, by looking for the truth, we can't influence them to speak one way or the other. Because now he claims, this is what he's saying. I mean, this is what he's saying in the Senate, that at first he refused Dan Fernandez, right? Sinabi niya wala siyang alam sa reward scheme. Tapos, kinausap mo siya pagkatapos, tas dito mo na parang, this is where undue influence could be perceived or pressure. Sinabi mo daw, tinanong mo, ilang taon ka pa? Ilang taon ka pa ba sa PNP? Sabi niya, I still have 4 years before my retirement. Sinabi mo, you can still become a general. Doon niya sinabing, I'm content with my rank.
Well,
it means if you say something that is pleasing to this administration, ganun ang dating, is baka maging general ka pa.
Well, talagang mangyayari yan, Karen. I mean, people will always try to excuse themselves or give reasons para baka wala sila sa investigasyon, para hindi na maimbitahan yan, para, para bang, any investigation in the Senate or the House, hindi naman nakakatuwa yan sa kanila eh. All right? So they will do everything they can to excuse.
Yeah. But I think there's a lesson here for two representatives. It's the issue of propriety and being beyond reproach. We ask our judges, we ask Supreme Court judges to be beyond reproach. Not a hint, right? Not a hint of impropriety. So next time, what will change in how the Quad Committee holds its hearings?
We are not a court, Karen. We are a committee in Congress. And we are just there to investigate and to ferret out the truth so we could be able to craft more laws to prevent those things happening again. You see? We're not the court.
Yeah, you're not the court, but investigators are also expected to be.
Yes, but we're not there to prosecute. We're not there to prosecute. It is up to the DOJ or the NBI to prosecute whatever they might say. You see that? I mean, ano magagawa namin kung magsisinungaling yan?
No, but you don't know anymore. the problem now is the public doesn't know saan siya nagsinungaling. Sa inyo or sa Senate. Technically, he recanted his testimony in the Quadcom. That's what he did. He recanted his testimony in the Quadcom by saying that in the Senate.
That would be true. The thing is this, Karen, no? Nakikita namin kahit sa Quadcom, under oath na yung mga witnesses, nagisinungaling pa eh. Under oath na nagisinungaling pa sila eh. Alright? Nakikita po namin yan. O meron kayong mga ebidensya. But they still lie. Oo. Bakit? Because they know it's not the court. Oh, they can say anything they want to say. Oh, it might even be, for example, like perjurious or what it is, but they still lie. So anong gagawin namin doon? But we are still here. We are still counting that one day these people like Colonel GARMA will have a
Well, you can file for perjury if they lie. You can file for contempt if they lie.
We can contempt.
They are under oath.
And that's the reason why we contempt them.
Okay. But the issue at the end is this. You will deny it. He insists on it. Dan Fernandez has denied it. But in the end, how will you proceed with future hearings of the Quadcom?
We will still proceed, Karen, whatever happened. You know, we know that in a way, mangyayari itong mga bagay na ito.
But will you now not talk to resource persons before the hearing?
Perhaps, Karen, perhaps we have learned something here that we must do. Never talk to a resource person in private. You see that? Perhaps that is what we must do. You see? Oo. We're learning the ropes, Karen. I mean, we're not perfect people. You know, we can do some mistakes sometimes, but the thing is this. Nakita namin, hindi pala maganda yung pagbigyan mo yung tao na gusto makiusap, nakausapin kami. Sabihin na lang namin, okay, humarap ka na lang doon sa Quadcom hearing. Sabihin mo na lang gusto mong sabihin doon. Alright? So, perhaps in that way, Karen, you're right.
All right. On that note, sir, thank you so much for joining me today. We'll be watching the Quadcom hearings. Mag-ingat kayo, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you very much.
Okay. Senator, we heard former President Rodrigo Duterte. Ang sinabi niya, yan, si Bato de la Rosa, senador ngayon, he mentioned that dati kang miyembro ng death squad. So let me ask you this first. Were you ever a member of the Davao Death Squad?
I have been hunting sino yung mga death squad na yan. Matagal ko na hinahanap yan. Every time may mamatay dito sa Davao na sinasabing death squad ko noong bumaril, in live television, ay hinahamon ko sila. Kung magaling kayo pumatay ng walang kalaban-laban, andito ako. Gusto nyo ng barilan, ako ang targetin nyo, huwag yung mga tao na hindi makakalaban.
Pero Senator, I think it's important to set the record straight, no? Here's President Duterte mouthing off what? There was a Davao Death Squad. Siya nagsabi nun. Sinabi niya mga mayayaman daw na mga civilian sa Davao. Number 3, yung mga dating commander ng police, yung mga hepe sa Davao, naging commander ng death squad. Binanggit kanya doon. So let's set the record straight. Based on Duterte's testimony of the existence of a Davao death squad, were you ever a member of the Davao death squad?
No, never. Alam mo naman, Karen, na kasi kinapitalize lang nyo doon sa statement na yun eh. Hindi ba nyo nakita later on na binabawi niya, na lumalabas na nagbibiro lang siya? Dapat the whole context of the statement should be taken, hindi yung yun lang ang sinabi niya. Very clear naman sinabi niya na bandang dulo, walang kuha niya mga pulis, ako yan.
All right. So number 1, you categorically deny that you were ever a part of a so-called Davao Death Squad. But number 2, did you know of the existence of the Davao Death Squad?
Sabi ko nga sa iyo, Karen, that yung Davao Death Squad is a creation of the media. Yung term na yan. Yung term na yan. Totoo, may namamatay. May namamatay dito
sa Davao muna to, ha? Yung Davao muna tayo.
Davao. Totoo yan. May mga namamatay, ng mga kriminal. may namamatay na mga pusher, may namamatay na mga hold-upper, mga kidnapper. Pero yung term nga na death squad, creation niya ng media. Sinasabi nila death squad, Davao death squad. Ako, I cannot confirm na mayroon talagang death squad.
Okay, so one, you're making it clear on Headstart. You were never a member of the so-called Davao Death Squad. You cannot confirm the existence of the Davao Death Squad, okay? But number three, it's the former president himself who said it. He said may mga, hindi daw mga pulis, pero may mga mayayaman na mga taga Davao, they cared for Davao, sila daw ang pumapatay.
Hindi kasuhan ninyo yun, yung mga...
But you were his police chief. So, tanong ko, you were the police chief of Duterte even when he was mayor in Davao. So,
Yes.
ang tanong ko, what was the former president saying? Ano yun, sir? Invento? Is he a storyteller? Ano yun? You can't say it's a joke. It's either a lie or the truth. Ano po yun?
Para bang hindi niyo kilala si President Duterte na magaling niya gumamit ng mga words. Dapat kung ito interpretation of what he has said during the Senate hearing is subjective. Kung ako ang tanungin mo si General Gamboa, tanungin mo si General Danao, yung mga dumaan na chief of police dito, ang masasabi talaga sa iyo, nagbibiro lang yan ng boss namin, nagbibiro lang yan. Kung kayo, tingin ninyo na may meat yung sinasabi niya na talagang mayroong death squad din. Sabi nga niya kasuhan niyo ako. If you have the evidence, kasuhan niyo ako. Inamin naman niya na lahat ng mga whatever hindi from Davao, mag-elevate tayo sa national level, whatever the police, whatever the drug war succeeds to do or failed to do, ay sa kanya yun. Siya ang may legal responsibility doon.
Yeah. Well, actually,
kaya sabi niya, inahamon niya ang mga complainant na mag-file kayo ng kaso sa akin. Kasuhan niya ako.
No, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, Senator. But
Yes.
it's to first analyze because it's very difficult for the public to sinasabi ng mga kakampi ni Duterte, nagbibiro yan. Ganyan lang siya. He uses words. But may punto si Senate President Francis Escudero. He was under oath, right? When you read a transcript, di mo naman malagay doon, nagbibiro, tumatawa, walang ganun. It's not that way. At in the end, he admitted to a Davao Death Squad under oath.
Kaya nga, if he admitted, and you think that is enough evidence for him to be charged in court, then by all means, you have to do it. They have to do it. Kung sinong dapat gumawa yan, yun lang.
Okay.
Huwag natin gagawan pa ng pagbabanggain pa natin yung point of view ng mga dumaan na tao under sa kanya na iba yung pagtingin at saka yung people in general na sinasabi mo na hanggang ngayon after 6 years of President Duterte's term of office, after 6 years of being a president of these Philippines, hindi pa rin nila maintindihan yung ugali ng tao. So huwag na natin pabanggain yun. So your point, we have our point. If you have the goods, then sinabi na nga niya, file a kaso. Yeah.
You're right, file a case. But
Yes.
I'm curious, when the president said, yan si Bato, commander yan ng Davao Death Squad, what was your reaction? You were sitting there.
Maawa ako.
Shocked? What were...
Alam ko naman yung tao na magaling yan gumamit ng words, magaling magbiro. Kaya diyan na tayo nagka-class ngayon ng ating interpretation. Dahil sa tagal kong kilala yung tao na yan, magaling yan magbiro, magaling yan na mangintriga. Kaya nga niyang pag-intrigahin yung dalawang criminal groups para magpapatayan. Sila maggira-gira dyan dahil magaling mag-intriga yan sa saywar. Magaling sa saywar. Kaya yung sinabi niya, natatawa talaga ako. Dahil how come yung chief of police magiging commander ng death squad? Paano nangyari yun?
Okay,
At ako Karen, ito lang, honest lang ko siya, magsabi ko sa iyo, never ako naging membro or naging leader ng death squad. And I just I just took the words of the former president very lightly. Tinatawanan ko pa nga dahil alam ko nagbibiro siya.
Okay, so para sa iyo, biro yun. Now let's go to this, okay? So, Attorney Shell Diokno had a powerful presentation in the Senate where he brought out, and I hope we show this, we'll talk about this in detail, the PNP command memo, that's the CMC, PNP CMC 16 dated 2016, and it was a circular that you signed, and this circular had two things that were quite different. Number one, this command circular used the word mag-neutralize at mag-negate ng suspected illegal drug personalities. Number two, ang utos ay gamitin ang drug list bilang basihan, right? To pursue suspected drug users. Okay, so why did you sign the PNP command circular with the words neutralize and negate when that doesn't exist in police training?
Dumaan ka ba ng police training? At
Definitely not. I agree with you. Definitely not. Definitely not. But the police officers that were interviewed said that neutralize and negate, the ones interviewed said ang ibig sabihin nun ay pinatay or killed.
Sino nagsabi? Sige, sino nagsabi?
Based on the interviews.
Sino nag-interview? Sino yung interview na yan? Para
well, he did present it. But let's go already. So what for you is neutralize and negate?
Una, klaruhin ko may police na interview na nagsabi. Sino yon? Alam ko si General Lasso, yung PDEA, nagsabi doon sa House of Representatives, sa Quadcom. Ngayon, dito naman sa Senado, in-interview yung ilang chief PNP na present doon at dating mga chief of police ng Davao City, tinanong, anong meaning ng neutralize? Magkaiba yung kanilang definition.
Ano bang ibig sabihin para sa inyo nung pinirmahan nyo ang circular na yan? Kasi it's your signature on the circular.
Yes,
What
Karen.
did it mean to you? What did it mean?
Kung tingnan mo yun, nakakapagod kasi, sige explain, no? Nakakapagod.
But go ahead.
In-explain ko na yan doon sa Senate hearing, di ba? Sinabihan ko si Jok, no? Ito yung Google meaning ng term na neutralization at ito yung meaning, yung definition ng neutralization based doon sa PNP operational procedure manual. Ito, sinabi ko sa kanya, yung neutralization that includes that rendering the suspect unable to commit further crimes by conducting operations against him or magpasurinderin mo siya, hulihin mo, kasuhan mo, ikulong mo para hindi na makapag-commit ng further crimes. At kung lumaban and your life is under threat, talagang may mamamatay dyan. It's either you or yung suspect. So kung mamatay, kasama na yan doon sa term na neutralization. Hindi. Kasi ang gusto kasing palabasin ni Jokno na yung term na neutralization to suit their narrative. Alam mo na kung anong narrative na gusto na. Puro patay. Gusto na pag sinabing neutralize, patay ka agad. To suit their narratives. But my God, why are you, Mr. Jokno, you are from outside of the PNP. Why do we let you hayaan namin kayo mag-interpret sa term na ginagamit namin, na kami naman dito within the PNP gumagamit ng term na yan? At Karen, kung ang purpose yan is to kill, bakit hindi na lang ilagay sa memorandum circular to kill everyone? To kill. Bakit neutralize pag gamitin na term? Because ang neutralize meaning hulihin mo o pasurindirin mo para hindi na sila makakommit ng further crimes. Hindi yung puro patay na lang. Kung gusto ko palang patayin, bakit pa ako gagawa ng memorandum circular na mag-incriminate sa aking sarili? Ganun ba ako kagago? Do you think ganun ako katanga na gagawa ko ng memorandum circular na self-incriminating? Bakit pwede ko naman i-text yung mga tao na patayin nyo? O bulungan ko, patayin nyo para walang ebidensya. Bakit gagawa pa ako ng dokumento na magiging ebidensya para laban sa akin? Ganun ba katanga ang PNP?
Okay, now, in the essence of fairness, all right, I'm going to read this. Technically, I don't know why this was not mentioned in the Senate, right? So technically, the term neutralize and negate has been included in the 2014 revised PNP manual of the Anti-Illegal Drugs Operations and Investigation. This was even before the time of former President Duterte. This was included during the time of then DILG Secretary Mar Rojas. So panahon pa po ito ng yumaong si Pangulong Noynoy Aquino, right? So Justice Carpio said the term neutralized and negation has been included already in the 2014 revised PNP manual. So when you became PNP chief, technically the words existed.
Andiyan na yan, matagal na yan.
Okay, now, the thing is, even in the circular in 2014, it was not specific what it meant, no? When you came in, nandun na yun. So, Justice Carpio said the manual or the circular is technically unconstitutional. The question now is this: somebody has to show that the implementation of the circular is you are violating the rights of the individual or you are committing human rights. So yan na ang tanong ngayon. During your term as PNP chief, how did neutralize and negate? How was that implemented?
Okay, Karen. Neutralize. I will give you statistics. 1.6 million drug users and drug personalities, users and posers, nag-surrender. They were part of the neutralization effort of the Upland Double Barrel. 300,000 nakakulong sa mga prisuhan. Buhay. Buhay yan lahat. Punong-puno ating mga prisuhan. Problema tayo sa overcrowding of our police station jails. Dahil nga, sa dami nating hinuli. Nakakulong yun. Buhay yun lahat. Buhay lahat yun. So, sabihin mo, mayroong 6,000 na namatay. Sabihin natin, hindi ko rin kiniklaim na lahat yun ay justified na pagkamatay. Dahil alam natin, mayroong mga pulis na nagluluko at pinagkakasuhan natin. So, kasama na ngayon sa buong neutralization effort, nag-surrender 1.6 million, 300,000 ang arestado, facing charges, nakakulong, at yung 6,000 na namatay. Sila nakapokus na sa 6,000 na namatay at gusto nila na yung term na neutralization doon sa memorandum circular na pinirmahan ko ay doon lahat sa patay yun. Kinalimutan lang yung 1.6 million na nag-surrender. Kinalimutan nila yung 300,000 na arrested, buhay, nakakulong sa prisuhan. Because they want everything to suit to their narrative na the drug war is very bad. Very bad. Tanungin natin yung 1.6 million na nag-surrender kung kumusta ang buhay nila ngayon. Marami nagpapasalamat. Maglalakad ako sa kalsada. Daming former addict, mga tricycle driver, lalapit sa akin, "Sir, salamat sa inyong tukhang. Kung wala yung tukhang, wala na ako ngayon. Patay na ako siguro dahil overdose ako sa droga." Ngayon,
Okay.
sir, mataba na ako, healthy na ako dahil huminto na ako sa droga. Reform
Alright.
na.
Okay, so you make a fair argument there. Ang tanong ko ngayon is this: former President Duterte in the Senate said, okay, is he even encouraged police officers, alam nyo, pilitin yung manlaban. Pilitin yung lumaban. Right? Sinabi niya yon. Tama? Sinabi niya yon, Senator. Pilitin yung lumaban para in effect, I'm presuming, no, I'm saying that in effect, para yung police, pwede niyang mapatay yung suspect. And Attorney Sheldiok, no, I mean, when you go through really the role of the police officer, is that the role of the police officer? Was that right? In effect, Duterte meant provoke them na manglaban para mapatay nyo.
Kaya nga, sinabi niya, di ba? Sinabi niya, na yung mga pulis na yan, may training yan. Sabi ni Duterte mismo. Sabi mismo
Pero
niya.
tama ba yun, Senator?
Sandali lang. Sino bang pulis na gago na hahamunin mo yung kuha na bumunot ka, lumaban ka para magkabarilan tayo? Do you have time to do that? Yun lang ginamit lang ni President Duterte yung para matakot ang mga kriminal. But ako, never di ako sinabihan na hamunin mo, bigyan mo ng tsansa lumaban para mamatay. Never ako niya sinabihan yan. Kasi alam niya, edukado ako. I am a PMA graduate. I know the law. Kahit hindi ako lawyer, matagal akong nag-i-enforce ng batas at hindi ko gagawin yan kung iutos niya sa akin. Kung iutos niya. Pero my God, hindi niya sinabi sa akin yan. Magaling lang siya gumamit ng mga term na yan para matakot ang kriminal. Pananakot nga. Takutin niya para, ay, huwag tayong magluko-luko dito kasi mamaya, encourage tayo ng pulis na lumaban, mamamatay talaga tayo nito. Magaling sa cyber tactics siya si Pangulong Duterte. But, my God, fiscal siya. Ako, PMA graduate ako. Alam niya, pag-utusan niya ako na palabanin mo para mapatay mo. Practically, sabihan ko sa kanya, Sir, may time pa ba tayong manghamon pag ganyan, magka-aristuhan na, may baril yung kalaban at lumaban? Maghahamon pa tayo o bigyan pa natin ng tsansa? Never, it cannot happen. At kung may time man tayo na gagawin yan, do you think gagawin ko yan? Police officer ako. May tsapa ako. I have sworn to serve and protect.
So, moving on from this topic, are you saying that in the end, because today you denied being a part of the supposed Davao Death Squad, you can't even confirm the existence of one when you were chief in Davao. 3, you said the president never commanded you, in other words, to do that. What was it then? Is it so what's going on? Ano to? Is it just Cywar? He uses words loosely. Ano to, sir? Ba't siya ganon?
Alam mo, kung if you want to, gusto mong kunin yung effect ng kanyang kagalingan, magsaywar. Hindi pa siya nakaupo as president. Hindi pa siya naka-take out by July 1 as president. Ilang libo na ang nakapila sa police station para mag-surrender. That is the cyber effect of President Duterte. Nakapila na mga adik, ha? Mga puser po, nagkapila na sa estasyon para mag-surrender. Hindi pa siya nag-take out, ha? Hindi pa siya naging presidente. That is the cyber effect dahil magaling siya manakot ng tao. And yung sabi mo na I am instructing the police to encourage the criminals to fight it out para mamatay yung police, mamatay yung criminal, that is part of his cyber tactics. Kaya nga, nag-surrender ang marami. Pero kung sabihin mo na sinabihan ako, I can tell you frankly, never ako sinabihan na palabanin mo. Wala. Sa kanya, sinasabi lang niya yan sa media para to spread the message, to send the message down the spine of these criminals na mamamatay kayo kapag lumaban kayo sa police. Yun ang ganyan.
Now,
the message.
Yeah, so we don't have enough time, but I wanted to ask you, Senator, you have 2 representatives from the Quadcom, Representative Abante and Representative Fernandez, who say that you and Senator Bongo should have inhibited. You should have inhibited, and they said this is a quote, both of you neither had the decency to inhibit yourselves. You acted as a senator's suspect during the hearing. What is your reaction to that?
Number 1, Karen, yung mga tao, hindi lang si Dan Fernandez, si Congressman Abante, yung mga tao na gustong mag-inhibit ako from the hearing, yan yung mga tao na ayaw lumabas ang katotohanan. Ayaw lumabas ang katotohanan, gusto nila na ma-perpetuate kung ano man yung mga lies na pinupropagate doon sa Quadcom ay hindi madibang pagdating dito sa parallel investigation na ginagawa ng Senado. Kasi sigurado ko, I am 100% sure, Lahat na nag-akusa sa akin dyan sa House of Representatives, sa Quadcom, pagdating dito sa Senado, I can easily debunk them because I know the truth. I don't have to prepare for any interpolation because I know the truth can come out naturally. Hindi ako mag-prepare, hindi ako kagaya nila na mag-assign ng, ikaw, ito sabihin mo, ito yung i-confirm mo ito sinabi ni GARMA na ganito. Kasi si Colonel Kwan, ito rin ang i-confirm niya. Kasi lahat ng paragraph, may mga pangalan na ng pulis doon na nakasulat kung sinong mag-confirm nito dapat. So yan ang halatang scripted. Kung decency ang pag-uusapan natin, Karen, I think mawala ako ng decency kapag hindi ko ipaglaban ang katotohanan, kung hindi ko palabasin, kung ang pabahayaan ko na lang yung narrative ng mga convicted drug trafficker, yung taga-custom, yung drug lord na si Kero Espinosa, yung drug protector na si Mayor Mabilog na lumayas nung panahon ng war on drugs, at yung si Espinido na gumagawa ng mga kung ano-ano pinagsasabi niya sa Quad Committee. Kung hindi natin ma-counter yan, Karen, mawalan ako ng decency dahil hinayaan ko lang na ang publiko ay ma-mislead sa kasinungalingan. So that is decency for me. Kung gusto na ng decency, dapat sila rin magpaka-decente rin sila. Na huwag na pilitin, huwag nilang influence yung mga resource person nila na magsinungaling because that is a crime. Subornation of perjury yan. You are a congressman and you are
So you believe they're influencing? You believe they're influencing the resource persons to lie? But why would Colonel GARMA? She was crying in the Quadcom, right? She told the story about a meeting before Duterte took office. She spoke of the reward system in detail. But magsisinungaling yun, sir?
Ay, tanungin mo si GARMA. Tanungin mo si GARMA.
What would be her motivation to lie? Of course, she wouldn't be lying. That's what she would say. But why? Why?
Nakita mo nung una, hindi niya inaamin, di ba? But later on, umamin siya at umiiyak pa. So, hindi ba halata na under duress yung tao na nagsasabi doon sa Quadcom? Bakit iiyak ka kung totoo yung sinasabi mo? Bakit parang naiihi ka na natatai ka habang sinasabi mo yung affidavit mo?
So ang pananaw nyo, pinilit siyang magsinungaling?
Well, you cannot you cannot remove that from me. Iba yung paningin mo, iba yung paningin ko.
Oh. So, but will she be called in the Senate?
Yes.
Okay,
pero hindi sumipot eh. Invited siya, pero hindi siya sumipot. I don't know.
Because what's troubling is, for example, GRIJALDO, the police officer GRIJALDO. In the Quadcom, sinabi niya, he confirmed a GARMA statement of the reward money, right? He confirmed. Then when he reached the Senate, what was shocking was he had an affidavit, tas kinwento niya that Representative Abante and Representative Fernandez met with him, called him at sinabi, ito sabihin mo.
Kaya nga, here comes an officer na hindi niya nasisikmura yung pangwawalang hiya sa pulis dyan sa Quadcom. Nagsabi siya na totoo. Kasi hindi niya makaya. He's standing up for the PNP and for the truth. Kaya siya...
What's difficult now is these resource persons, frankly, for the ordinary Filipino, these resource persons are both under oath in the Quadcom and in the Senate. So in other words, resource persons lie all the time. That's what I don't understand. They took an oath. They could be sued for perjury.
Karen, taruhin ko lang, did Colonel GRIJALDO confirm yung
under oath
ni GARMA? Under oath? Doon sa House?
Yes, he did. Oo.
Sinabi niya na, totoo yan, may reward system. Sandali, totoo ba sinabi niya na may reward system?
He confirmed. Yes.
Kinonfirm niya?
Yes, and then when he went to the Senate, may affidavit siyang dala. Baka, hindi ko alam kung di pa kayo dumating nun, sir. Diba, binasa niya, sinabi niya, pinilit daw siya na sabihin yun.
So saan ka maniwala? Sige. Maniwala ka sa congressman o sa pulis na naiipit. Yun lang ang sa akin. Tingnan lang ninyo kung let's look at it objectively.
Okay.
Yung pulis pa magreklamo kung walang ginawang ganyan sa kanya, magawa-gawa. Sino siya para gumawa ng ganyan? Umiyak na nga yung tao dahil very powerful yung makakalaban niya sa ginawa niyang salaysay. Ilang congressman niya lahat magagalit sa kanya dahil pinalabas niya ngayon na yung ginagawa ng Quadcom na investigasyon walang kredibilidad dahil doon sa ginagawa sa kanya. So, maglakas loob kaya yung pulis niya kung hindi katotohanan yung sinasabi niya.
Okay. All right. Now, Senator, I want to thank you for being on Headstart today, but I think we need to close. We don't have enough time, but what would you want to say before we go, sir, quickly? Maybe there's going to be another hearing, right? So there's going to be another hearing. You won't inhibit. What are you expecting in the next hearing?
I hope na lahat ng mga inibitahan natin ay dadalo. Otherwise, kung hindi sila dadalo, ayaw nilang ma-debunk yung kanilang mga kasinungalingan na ginawa nila doon sa Quadcom. Ayun lang sa akin. Ayun lang sa akin. Habol ko lang naman dito sa katotohanan. Hindi ko kailangan ng papaboran nila ako. Basta papabor sila sa katotohanan. Yun lang sa akin, Karen. Mahirap yung mabubuhay tayo sa kasinungalingan. Ako, sabi ko nga, maliit pa ako. Yan palagi nasa isip ko yung nanay ko. Sabi ng nanay ko, every lie that you say, magkakaroon ng dot yung puso mo. Gusto mo ba na sa dami ng lie na sinasabi mo, mapupuno ng dots at maging itim yung puso mo? So, hindi ko talagang kalimutan yung pangalan sa akin ng nanay.
My last question, how will you let GARMA appear? That would make a difference.
She's under the custody of the House of Representatives, di ba? Dahil so kung may natitira pang interparliamentary courtesy between among the lower house and the Senate, kung nandyan pa yan, of course we expect na i-deliver nila si Garma at si Leonardo doon sa hearing namin.
Okay.
Kung may natitirang interparliamentary courtesy,
But the chairperson can ask for that. The chairperson, right? So is it Senator Coco Pimentel? He can ask. Ask.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So on that note, thank you so much for joining me today. Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Karen. Maraming salamat.
Para sa iba pang karagdagang mga balita at impormasyon, ay huwag po nating kalimutang mag-like, share at comment sa video na ito, at huwag po rin nating kalimutang mag-subscribe to continue supporting us. Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood, at naway tangkilikin po ninyo ang aming YouTube channel.